Could you use a quick tip daily? How about a tip that can impact your day? My name is Raphael. Join me as I bring you tips by experts around the world. These experts have shared their knowledge and wisdom with me and will directly share them with you. Make sure to subscribe, like, follow, and comment, and I would love for you to become part of the New Tip Daily community. Happy Tuesday, my friends. I hope you're having an exceptional day. I got to tell you, today, I really want to talk about maintaining a strong family connection or maybe even building one. So let's talk about the most important aspect of having good connections with your family. It starts with, are you ready for this? Probably the most important part. You guessed it, communication. Communication. Without that, what do we have? This is why I love what I do when we consider communication. Don't get me wrong. I need, me personally, I need to improve my communication. And I think it stems from the way I grew up. And I'm not talking about communication with people in general or when I'm in front of somebody. I'm talking about communicating on a regular basis, reaching out. Sometimes when family members reach out, I don't always answer. Well, maybe I'm on a podcast. So if somebody calls me right now and I'm like, oh, should I take this call or should I do what? Put on do not disturb at this point. So I understand that there's certain times when I can't talk to someone if I'm in the middle of a project or doing something. But a lot of times, and we're probably all guilty of it, we have a family member and you're like, I don't want to talk to them now. We've all done it. I've done it. There's certain family members that you go like, oh, this is going to be one that I need more energy for. So consider that when you do reach out or when you reach back out to them, just because you didn't take the time at this point, because maybe they always come with drama. I have a brother like that. And if you're a family member watching, you know who I'm talking about. Love the guy, but everything is drama. I mean, everything is drama. And sometimes you need that little boost before you can talk to him. Or should I say, listen to him, because he's the one that tells you, but never wants to hear. He calls to get on a soapbox. And that's very interesting to me. And every time he talks, I say, I'm looking for, okay, when can I interject? When can I interject? And usually there is never a time. So a lot of times I put him on speaker and I just do things. And then if he goes, so what do you think? And then I'll answer. So I give him the space to get on his soapbox. And sometimes that alone, just that little thing, helps us connect. You got to allow, I mean, if they get on a soapbox all the time, like my brother does, it could be a nuisance, right? But it's also a way for us to understand that they need that. They need that outlet. And they called us because they need us to just listen without judgment. And I think that my brother appreciates that in me because he will. I mean, I've called him out on it, the fact that he doesn't let me talk, and he's gotten mad. But then I went back to just listening. And sometimes we just need to be there for someone that way, and that's how you can create a connection. Don't get me wrong; it may be a one-sided connection because they're not looking to connect. They're just my brother's just looking to vent. and get on his soapbox. But that doesn't mean that I don't love him. That doesn't mean that I should not listen to him and listen and literally listen, not hear what he's saying, because we can put him on speaker or we can go do things and not pay attention to what he's saying. But I pay attention. The only thing is when we communicate to build that strong relationship, we really, really have to listen. And there is an art to listening, especially when somebody gets on a soapbox. But a lot of times, I will talk to someone and they actually want my opinion. They want to know what I think. So they'll reach out, whether it's a family member or not, and they'll ask for my opinion. They'll ask, what do I think about it? Now, mind you, whether it's your family, my family, any family, sometimes, even though they ask, that doesn't mean they really want your opinion. They just want you to agree with them. Remember that. They just want to have you agree with them. And that's okay. But it's also okay to let them know, hey, you know what? I respect what you're saying, but can I give you a different point of view? Those words right there may actually let them listen. Can I share with you a different point of view? Don't even tell them it's your your opinion. Just say it's a different point of view from your point of view. You don't have to say from your point of view. It's clear. And I find that that allows me to have a better idea of how I can communicate, not only with family, but anyone, with friends, with colleagues, with anyone. When you even just meet them and say, hey, instead of having a political debate, can I say, hey, you know, I heard a different point of view. I'd like to share that with you, even if it's yours, even if it's yours. So consider the way we communicate is really important. When we can communicate in a way that gives everybody space to be them. And when I talk about family connections, how can you maintain strong family connections? Let's not forget that sometimes our friends become part of our family because we we kind of adopt them, right? So how many times has someone said Uncle whatever, Uncle John, Uncle Dave, Aunt Mary? And then and I've said this to somebody. I said, "Is that really your aunt?" And they go, "No, but she's been in the family for so long." But they have been adopted into the family. And that, I got to tell you, that, my friends, is a beautiful thing because that person has facilitated the idea that they're in the family, that they contribute and that they attend family functions. They give, they 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 contribute not just financially, but they contribute with their actions, with their well-beings, with their wishes, with their holiday cards, Christmas cards, birthday cards, whatever it is. But who do you know outside of your family who you consider family? Somebody you met maybe 10, 20, 30 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I don't know if you can consider somebody family if you met them a couple of months ago. I mean, it takes time to develop that family. Remember, we need to have, when we consider someone an outsider who comes in, it's, I think before we can build that, it's we need to build trust. Just because they share the same ideas does not mean there's trust there. Trust goes a long way. And that's something else that we can talk about at a different time. But family connections, it all stems from communicating. Without communication, we don't have it. Text messages, emails, social media. Sometimes I like all my sister's posts. I look at them. I don't share them because they're her private posts, but I'll make a comment. I'll send her things, and it's important that we communicate in one way or another. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some family members that you don't communicate the same way. You may communicate differently with each family member, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But the important thing is to communicate. Communicate. Communicate with your family. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that I inspired you today to reach out to a family member to say, hey, we haven't spoken in a while. How are you? What's going on? Tell me about what's going on with the kids, what's going on with your spouse, what's going on with your neighborhood, what's going on with your job, anything. It could be anything that you start to talk to them about. So consider all things that are family. Reach out, my friends. Make it a great day. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you. If you like this show, if you like a tip that I've ever shared, let me know. I'd love to know. It would literally mean the world to me. So thank you so much. Have an exceptional rest of your day. See you next time.